Good morning, everybody. Steve Draskowski, State Representative from Mazeppa. Today we are asking the Federal Internal Revenue Service and the Minnesota Department of Revenue to review the tax filings of U.S. Representative Ilhan Omar on several grounds. I am joined by 9 Minnesota State Representatives in making these requests, and I think there's 6 here today. These representatives include Glenn Gruenhagen of Glencoe, Eric Lucero of Dayton, Shane Mecklin of Clear Lake, Tim Miller of Princeburg, Linda Runbeck of Circle Pines, Cal Barr of East Bethel, John Poston of Lakeshore, Dwayne Quam of Byron, and Jeremy Munson of Lake Crystal. We are making this request on 3 direct grounds. First, Representative Omar improperly and deliberately filed for a tax status for which she was not qualified, an illegal action in both federal and state law. The Minnesota Campaign Finance Board found on June 6th of this year that she illegally used campaign funds to pay a law firm to review her tax records.
They thought we wouldn't find out. They thought the media would cover for her again. But today, 9 Minnesota lawmakers just blew the lid off Ilhan Omar's secret, and what they exposed could finally end her political career. Tax fraud, illegal filings, campaign fund abuse. This isn't speculation, it's documented fact. Patriots, buckle up, because this is the kind of corruption the establishment never wants you to hear about. Welcome back to Congress Chaos, the channel where we expose the truth the mainstream media refuses to touch. If you're tired of watching corrupt politicians skate by without consequences, then hit that subscribe button right now, smash that like, and share this video so the truth spreads faster than their lies.
The Campaign Finance Board exposed crystal clear probable cause for a tax fraud or tax evasion investigation when they discovered that Representative Omar filed as married and filing jointly with Mr. Ahmad Hersey in 2014 and 2015. During those years, she was legally married to Mr. Ahmad Elmi. Did the illegal filing produce a lower tax liability for the couple? Did her illegal tax filing bring her tax exemption for which she was not legally qualified? Usually people choose the tax filing status that yields them the lowest tax liability. Also, the board shared that the couple filed jointly during 2 specific years. Ilhan Omar and Ahmad Hersey have been together as a couple for 17 years. So many laws, it may be worth evaluating her claims of status in those other years as well. Second, Representative Omar lived together simultaneously with her first and second husbands at the same addresses in Minnesota and North Dakota in 2009 through 2011. The tax enforcers may need to check if she used an illegal tax filing status and obtained tax deductions, including standard deduction levels for which she was not qualified in those years. Third, we know that Representative Omar took improper kickbacks from 3 Minnesota colleges in 2017 when she oversaw their state budgets in 2017. Under campaign pressure, she returned those kickbacks in 2018. It is worth checking to see if she reported the kickbacks as income in 2017 or deducted the paybacks as expenses in 2018. 5 grounds for an investigation include corruption in public office and tax evasions on grounds of illegal filing status, improper deductions, concealed income from kickbacks, and improper claims for expenses. We are also aware of Representative Omar's pattern of improper conduct. She has been fined by the Campaign Finance Board for diverting campaign funds for an unpermitted political trip to Orlando. She has been directed to pay back her expenses for uncovered political trips to Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, Florida, and Washington, D.C. She has been punished for conversion of campaign funds to pay for personal legal and accounting services. She has flouted laws regarding the filing of her personal financial data in a way that distorted the political campaign process. On June 25th, I asked my Congresswoman Angie Craig to launch an investigation into these improprieties. That went nowhere. She said, do it yourself. So on July 23rd, I asked the U.S. House Ethics Committee to investigate Representative Omar. That request is currently being reviewed by the Office of Congressional Ethics. On that same day, I launched OmarTruth.com in an effort to rally Minnesotans and Americans to help bring political pressure to bring about a congressional investigation. After 2 weeks, we have over 44,000 citizens expressing their strong desire to bring about a full investigation, and the list is growing. I will be adding today's request to the facts available on OmarTruth.com. Today, I and 9 other representatives are asking the nonpartisan federal and state tax enforcers to open investigations. We are simply asking them to do their jobs.
Today, Minnesota Representative Steve Drazkowski stood before the press, joined by 9 other state lawmakers, and demanded a full investigation into Ilhan Omar's tax filings. Not just from the state of Minnesota, but from the IRS itself. Why? Because they've uncovered what appears to be one of the biggest examples of political double standards in modern history. Here's the deal. According to official documents, Ilhan Omar filed joint tax returns with one man, while still legally married to another. That's not just immoral. It's illegal under both federal and state law. And yet, the media has been dead silent. Can you imagine if a Republican did this? CNN would be running a 24-hour countdown to indictment. And it doesn't stop there. Omar reportedly used campaign funds, donor money, to pay for a law firm to fix her tax problems. Let that sink in. She took the money meant for her campaign and used it to clean up her own mess. If you or I did that, the IRS would be knocking on our door before dinner. But when it's Ilhan Omar, they look the other way. The allegations go even deeper. Drazkowski's team claims Omar lived with both her first and second husbands at the same addresses between 2009 and 2011, raising serious questions about her tax filing status and what deductions she may have claimed during that time. This isn't just sloppy paperwork. It's a pattern of deception. And as if that weren't enough, she's also accused of taking kickbacks from Minnesota colleges in 2017 while overseeing their budgets. She only returned the money a year later when the pressure got too hot. But did she report that income properly? Did she deduct the refunds as expenses later? That's what these lawmakers want to find out. This press conference wasn't about political theater. It was about accountability. Drazkowski and his team have launched a site, OmarTruth.com, already backed by over 44,000 Americans demanding a full investigation. These people aren't conspiracy theorists. They're patriots who've had enough of the corruption, the lies, and the cover-ups. Let's be real. If President Trump had done even 1/10 of what Ilhan Omar's accused of, the Democrats would have held 5 investigations and written 3 books about it by now. But because it's Omar, the media stays quiet. That silence tells you everything you need to know. This isn't about race. It's not about religion. It's about law and accountability. You can't swear an oath to uphold the Constitution, then break it for personal gain. That's not leadership. That's corruption. And I'll say this. If the IRS and the Minnesota Department of Revenue don't take this seriously, then they're sending a message to every American that as long as you're in the right political party, the rules don't apply to you. The left can try to hide, they can cover, they can deflect, but truth has a way of breaking through. If you believe in justice, if you're tired of watching corrupt politicians get away with it, then it's time to take a stand. Hit that subscribe button right now. Drop a comment with the word accountability and share this video with every patriot who still believes in the rule of law. Because when we stay silent, corruption wins. But when we speak the truth, America wins. This is Congress Chaos, where we stand for faith, freedom, and facts. Stay bold, stay vigilant, and, as always, God bless the United States of America.